What's up, guys? The Snowman here, back with another NFL informational video. We're going to talk all about the NFL's new dynamic kickoff rules for the 2024 season and beyond. If you've watched any preseason football so far, you may have noticed that something looks different on the kickoffs. The league has totally revamped it, so let's jump into these new kickoff rules and how everything works. Let's begin with the NFL's reasoning for implementing these new kickoff rules. The two things the league really wanted to address was the lowest kickoff return rate in NFL history during the 2023 season, also an incredibly high injury rate on kickoff plays in the modern era. Because of those two reasons, the NFL trying to create a new kickoff format that A, promotes more returns, and B, player safety wise, they want to restrict movement to reduce space and speed by lining up players on both teams closer together. Basically, kickoffs are going to look more like a normal play from scrimmage as opposed to each team getting a massive head of steam with this running start. Hopefully more returns and less injuries will be the product. To start off, the kicking team will kick off from its own 35-yard line, so this hasn't changed. That's how it's been in recent times. Here's where it gets interesting. The other 10 players on the kicking team line up on the receiving team's 40-yard line, so much closer than before. For the receiving team, they'll have a minimum of 9 players that start between their own 30 and 35-yard lines, with 2 players deeper to return the kick. From there, there's 2 important areas to know. The end zone, which is simply the red touchdown area past the goal line, and then the landing zone, which is the area between the receiving team's 20-yard line and its goal line. The kickoff play begins when the ball is either caught or lands in the landing zone, or when it's returned from the end zone. That's when all the other players are able to advance. Any kickoff that lands and stays in the landing zone must be returned. Again, that's this 20-yard blue zone here. Any kick that bounces from the landing zone to the end zone must either be returned or downed by the returner for a touchback, where the receiving team would take possession at their own 20. If the kick fails to reach at least the 20-yard line or the landing zone at all, then the receiving team takes possession at their own 40-yard line. If the ball enters into the end zone in the air, the receiving team can return it or down it to take possession at its 30-yard line. So please note that's different than if the ball bounces from the landing zone into the end zone. If it's downed, then possession would be at the 20, but here it's the 30. Also, just like how it's been, if the ball is kicked and goes out of bounds, the receiving team starts their ensuing drive at the 40-yard line, so that rule hasn't changed. Finally, onside kicks are still allowed, however, they're only permitted in the fourth quarter and for trailing teams. Once we get to the fourth, the trailing team does have the opportunity to declare an onside kick to the officials. From there, the current onside kickoff rules would apply. And one last thing, if there's a penalty, say a 15-yard roughing the kicker penalty on the previous extra point attempt, the setup and landing zones wouldn't change on the ensuing kickoff. Only the spot where the ball is kicked would change, so in that case, the kicker would kick from the 50-yard line and everything else would remain the same. Thanks a lot for watching my NFL new kickoff rules explained video. If you still have any questions, please leave a comment. Let me know what you think, and if you like this rule, if you think it's positive change for the NFL. If you enjoyed the football content, though, please like and subscribe to the Snowman Sports Media for more videos. Cheers!